I've just gotten to a point where I'm tired of like not having the vlog edited, and I'm gonna do it now, you know. But anyway, morning guys, it's a Monday morning. I think I'm just gonna like start up a new vlog or continue like whatever. I really don't know what's happening with my vlogging career right now, but anyway, I've realized that when you say certain things to people, that's when they start like recognizing them. I've always known this, you know, but if I start this video and I say I feel like this vlog is a bit all over the place, then my comments will like gravitate towards like that notion, which is, I mean, like, it's really whatever, you know. But for me, I'm realizing that like if I say certain thing or like I have a certain feeling about something and I start, it's like when you take a photo and you post it on Instagram and you start mentioning things about like how creased your clothes are, or like, you know, how, God forbid, like I'm not even gonna say it because you guys are gonna start like noticing it if I mention it and it's gonna like not free me up as much. But anyway, so if you start saying things like if you have an insecurity about a photo, just keep quiet about it, honestly, because in all honesty, I never actually see like the things that people are like insecure about until they put it in a caption. Why would you caption a beautiful photo like, oh, don't mind the no, don't do that, literally just minds, just ignore, go off, you're a baddie, you're literally like a bad bitch. Like, don't make us aware of the things that you're insecure about, because I promise you, like almost 99% of the time people don't even notice. But like, I get it, you know. I used to do that, and now I'm just like, sis, I'm gonna listen to like a City Girl song or like a Drake song and I'm gonna find a caption because I'm just like, yeah. Okay, do you know what, I'm actually gonna do I'm gonna do like a little live update in this like morning routine thing I've got going on. Like usually in the morning I usually just wake up and I do stay in bed quite a bit. I actually wake up early to afford myself the luxury of time, you know. I don't like to feel rushed for anything, and so when I wake up in the morning I like to just chill in bed, you know. I'm on my phone a bit, like I have these like this Bible app, so they usually have like verses of the day before I wake up. Sometimes I wake up before them, so they like pop in, you know, as I'm like just chilling in bed. I'll probably put on like a slow song, like gospel worship, or just like some slow R&B, just to like get me like to defrost a bit. I actually do need time to defrost. That's like the most like unpopular opinion about people that wake up early. Like every time I'm on set, people will say things like, oh, you know, but at least you like wake up early, you know, you're used to like waking up early. And I'm like, yeah, to sit in my bed and tend to myself and figure out how I'm feeling. I don't wake up early to like be on set, you know. So they expect like a less grumpier person, which is often the case. Like I'm not naturally like grumpy when I wake up, and like I can like pass it off as, okay, you know, it's just one day and you know tomorrow I'm gonna be back to like my routine. I don't mind being knocked off my routine for like just one day. But if it happens like frequently, like if I'm shooting, you know, like 2 times in a week or 3 times in a week, then I do get a bit like, I do start like feeling a bit frustrated. But usually I'll just like sleep a bit earlier and, you know, prepare myself for the fact that I won't have time in the morning to do what I usually do, and it will make me like less grumpy. Preparation is important. If I prepare the night before, then I'm gonna be fine. But anyway, I've realized, you know, like, and it's something I don't really take for granted, like my career, which is like being a content creator. I get a lot of questions about, you know, what do you actually do for a living? And I always, I mean, like, not that I always say, I guess I haven't really cleared that up. Like, I'm solely a content creator. That is what I do. That is what I do for a living. I create content on Instagram mostly, so I collaborate with brands, and I create content on Instagram, so you'll see it in like the hashtag ad or paid partnerships and things like that. So generally I just literally live my life, you know, because a lot of my content just really ties into my lifestyle, or I work with a lot of brands that I'm like using or doing anyway. Like For example, I have a paid partnership that went live yesterday with Dawn, and Dawn was a product that I was using anyway. So now it's just like, okay, you're doing this, but like now show people that you're doing this in order to influence their buying decisions. You know, if people are aware that like, oh my gosh, you know, Kay is now using a certain product, and because of like, you know, the relationship or relation, or just they feel like they relate to me in a certain way, then they will start like, you know, be more inclined to use a certain product, whether it's just because I like it or whether I have like a claim that it does X, Y, and Z. Then people will be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna give it a try. And that's just basically what like influencing is. It's something that a lot of people don't really take seriously because of you know, just how easy it looks. It is relatively easy. It does get challenging, you know. Just for me, it's been challenging in very different ways, but just creating content for me has always been something that was easy for me. It was something that just like happened to me, sort of. God, thank you for that. Like, I'm so grateful to have like sort of stumbled upon something that makes me an income. You know, not a lot of people can say that that has happened to them in their lifetime. So I find myself like really like grateful, and every single time I feel like I want to complain, I always, you know, take a step back and really just be thankful. I'm so grateful I can do that, you know. But anyway, that's what I do for a living, and there's a lot of like misconceptions about it, you know. I've never really been someone, or actually like when I went through like a spiritual awakening, I sort of let go of the weight people's opinions like bear on me. Like, in as much as like I do get affected and stuff, I don't get affected as much. Like, I think I used to really be like someone that cared a lot about like what people thought about me and perceived me, but like I went through like a very uncomfortable experience where I sort of had to let go of that, and honestly like it was very painful, but it liberated me like in ways in which I didn't even know I needed, you know. So there are a lot of like misconceptions, and I hear a lot of things about me, which has been like interesting, but you know, I sort of like really know who I am, and you know, for as long as I have work I'm working and I got my shit like on luck. It doesn't bother me, you know. But I do want to say that like if anyone is like at all inspired by my story, I really want to urge you to like keep at it. You know, if you found something that you really like and you really like to do, like it is possible for you to live like a really good life. Like, I live a really good life, and I don't think I've ever said it. Like, I've never said it, you know. I'm like only processing now actually, so I've never really like said it, but I know it. Like, I live a nice life, you know, and thank God for that. You know, I've been so blessed, you know, and I don't take that for granted. It's something that actually, funny story, I was studying at Wits. A lot of people ask me this question like, oh, what did you study? I'm washing my face. Oh my gosh, wait. A lot of people actually ask me like, oh, you know, what did you study and stuff? And like what I studied has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. It did give me a lot of like perspective. I feel like if I didn't go to Wits, and if I didn't like strive to go to Wits, I wouldn't be where I am. I do feel like that opportunity really opened my eyes to, you know, a different type of lifestyle, which I don't feel like I would have been exposed to if I just didn't like bother going to university. I found a lot of different people that have like really contributed to like the way in which I think and the way in which I see things, and I don't really take that for granted. So I studied at Wits. I studied accounting science. If you know the degree, you know that it's a very challenging one, and I sort of had like really sort of like weird feelings when I dropped out. Like, I felt like, or a lot of people made me feel like I wasn't like really putting in the work, and so like my grades dropped and I couldn't do it type of thing. I started to believe that about myself. But the only reason why my grades dropped was because I just wasn't interested, you know. Like I wasn't interested. I had no interest, you know. And yes, like, you know, when you get to varsity, there's a lot of things that happen. You're exposed to like a lot of things that you like aren't really exposed to when you're like at home and stuff. And obviously I come from KZN, and I come from like, you know, like a small sort of slow sort of town, and you know, moving to Joburg was sort of like a bit of a shift for me. But like, just if you know me in person, you know that like even now, like I'm sort of like I like to stay at home type of thing. I'm not someone that really gets angtate galula type of thing, you know. I'm someone that really just likes what they like and etc etc. So anyway, I had a bit of a hard time accepting, you know, that, and I recognized that, or associated like myself dropping out with feelings of just like being a failure. Like I think it was hard for me to explain to people what was on my heart. Just got really emotional. It was really hard to explain to people how I felt. I just felt like really in the wrong place. And I said this, I would make this reference. I said, if like I died tomorrow, and I would say that because I was like also like really depressed and like really suicidal, you know. And I'd say like, if I died tomorrow, I would not be happy. I don't feel like this is like God's purpose for my life, you know. So okay, yeah, so it was like really crazy for me. Like it was a crazy experience because it sort of forced upon me like a journey I didn't really know I was ready for. I mean, like so many things, like, and maybe one day I'll get into it, like maybe just randomly like I did this morning. So many things happened, you know, to me along that period of not really knowing like who I was and like what I wanted out of life. I remember I got home and my mom still had like these ideas of like, oh, you know, like because you've got like such great like results from matric, you can still like study, you can finish your degree, you can still like, you can be anything type of thing. And I was just like, right now in this moment, I actually just don't want to be anything. Like I really want to hear from God. Like and it was such a, oh damn, it was such a process for me. Like it was, whoo. I'm such a crybaby, I know, right? It was such a crazy process for me because like I would just often be in a situation like my mom, oh God bless her, like God bless my mom, because she went through like a period of, you know, like having this firstborn daughter who seemed like, you know, to excel. Like, you know, she was like, she had hope, you know. She really had hope for me, and I guess like for my life. And when I tell her like, okay, I'm gonna go study accounting science, it says to her, okay, my daughter's gonna become a CA, and like my position is gonna change, and I like things are gonna be good, you know. And sort of like when I dropped out, I felt like I really don't want to do this, but like damn, it is like so disappointing for my mom, and also just like the way in which like people view her and stuff, and it sucked, you know. And like those feelings, I sort of had to put those feelings aside because I had this like crazy hope, you know. It's like when you like, you know what you know, and sometimes like you don't even like care to like really get into the details because people just feel like you're crazy, you know. Like I felt like people just felt like I was crazy, you know. And that didn't matter to me because God was really doing like something inside of me. So like I went back home and just stayed at home, you know. And for some time actually I just stayed at home, and I sort of like gave up. Like I tried like doing a few things, but then I sort of like gave up like on like any other ideas. And as like I said, I was like fasting and stuff, and I said to God like, I need to hear from you like who I am, because I know, you know. And I just need you to like speak to me, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna stand here and lie and say like God spoke to me, but he gave me like perspective. Like he really made me see things differently. And even in like the bad situations, like I mean, like being at home is not nice. Like not being able to like afford certain things and, you know, do certain things for yourself is it's not nice. Like, and I was like happy. I was really happy to be just at home, and my mom would like feel so sorry for me, you know, and I'd just be like, Ma, get right, you know, I'm actually fine, you know, let me figure it out, you know, just give me time, you know. And you know, like it was it was just a bit weird, you know, because every time we sat, you know, she'd always say things, and it's like, Ma, I just really wish she would let go of like what people are saying and what they'd say. And I know it hurts, but I'm gonna need you to be strong for me, because I don't want to carry all of those like feelings with me while I'm in this process, you know. And she sort of like let go of all of that, and we were great, and it was like really, really great, and we were just at home. And so I started doing this thing where, like, I was on Instagram. I've always liked to be on Instagram, and it was like fun for me. And I don't want to get into that story because like, yeah, it was bad. I was actually like sort of like stealing from my gran in order to fund my like Instagram addiction. Like, it was an addiction at the time, and like shame, like when my gran found out, she was like so sad. But I mean, she didn't really like give me like a lot of like flack for it. She sort of, oh well, don't do it again type of thing. And I was just like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm really, really sorry, you know. But anyway, like my gran is someone that's really contributed to like my love for beauty and that type of stuff. She's like an elegant lady. Like, my granny is bougie. Like, she's, you know, she's that lady. She doesn't wear flat shoes. And yeah, anyway, so I'm actually washing my face. I need to remember that. So yeah, so I was like on Instagram heavily and stuff, and then like see people like going out and looking pretty, and like they had like these nice things or whatever, which I never really felt like, I guess, like envious of. I didn't really feel that way, but I was like really inspired, you know. And I had like this love for makeup. Like, I had this like crazy love for makeup. And I mean, obviously at the time, you can imagine, I didn't really have like access to buy like makeup and stuff. But yeah, so I just started doing like my own makeup, and I was at home, so I would like practice a lot. I did my makeup almost every day. Like, that is how crazy into it I was. Like, and I mean, I still do my makeup almost every day. And I was sitting the other day and I was like, I can't believe I still love this much, you know. It's crazy. It's been years. This was like in 2015, 2016. It was like way back, you know. So, but yeah, anyway, so I would do my makeup and stuff, and I would like take photos outside, and like, you know, in my head I was like pretending like to be doing something, because at the time it didn't make sense for you to be just doing makeup for nothing. Like, how we are hanging down, getting makeup, you know. That was always like my response, and everyone just knew. Like, my mom would even describe it as a time where was well like I'm doing makeup, was well you know. And yeah, it was really fun for me. And you know, I guess that's also like how like my journey as a makeup artist started. I was a makeup artist before. I was sort of like dabbling in both, and I will say that like my journey as like a makeup enthusiast, I remember when I got like to 10,000 followers, I sort of completely switched up my page to like makeup, because I found that like that's what people liked at the time. So I just switched up on my page, and I announced it even. I said, you know what, this is what I'm doing now. And people were like, oh, okay, cool, great, you know, that's great. And my following just grew and grew and grew and grew, and I started getting like press jobs, and like brands are like, oh, you know, what's your rate? I'm like, my rate for what? You know, it's like, why do you want to pay me? I'm doing this for myself. You know. And they're like, no, like, we have to pay. I was like, oh my god, crazy. Okay, cool, you know. So I'm now like doing the research, and like, okay, how do I get paid? What do I do? You know. And then obviously that journey began, and it was like all great and well and stuff. And man, when I tell you, I feel so blessed to. Why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story because I want you to have context of where it like sort of began, and then like where I'm at now, you know. Anyway, I'm telling you the story because I said to you guys, I'm so grateful that my career allows me to feel, you know. Like, that's something that I don't really take for granted. I feel like I'm so happy to have time to process my feelings and my emotions, and I really get into it. And you know, I'm so happy that in this life I have that time to like get to know myself, and it's been like crazy. It's been crazy. Like every single day, my perspective and what I want for the day, like it changes all the time. It changes all the time. How I'm feeling changes all the time. I feel different. Today I feel very different, and tomorrow I mean, I'm doing this right now and I feel very different. But anyway, yeah, so why did I switch on this camera? This is the awkward part, and this is the part that's gonna make me not wanna like post this video, because I feel like it needs like an ending. I just had a moment and I wanted to share that with you, and yeah, okay, that's it. I'm gonna put this on my YouTube, because I probably want to come back and like watch it, but maybe let me finish off my my skincare routine. I'm processing right now. Like I'm thinking about if I should post this video or not, because I'm thinking to myself like, oh my gosh, you know, I know a lot of people are expecting a vlog and it might be disappointing, but I don't want to put those expectations. I don't want to put like that on myself. I just really want to do what I want to do, because I feel like that's what I want to do right now. But yeah, anyway, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post this video and then I'm gonna edit a vlog, okay? I'm gonna post a vlog after this video, okay? So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I really hope this video, I have these moments as of late actually where I feel like someone needs to hear something, you know. So I had a moment where I felt like I want to share this, but it almost afterwards I feel like I want to say, and I put it on my WhatsApp status like last week. I said something, and then afterwards I said, like, it wasn't afterthoughts, I was like, I don't know who needs to hear this. So I'm having that moment now. I don't know who needed to hear this, but yeah, I'm gonna put on sunscreen, but my sunscreen is in my glam room, so I'm gonna do that off camera. Don't even say I hope you enjoyed this, but like, okay, cool, bye